Welcome back to Test.io Open Mic, the podcast that brings you insights from the world of exploratory testing and helps you kickstart or advance your testing career. I'm your host, Charlie, and today we're kicking off our new Tester Spotlight series with an extraordinary guest. May from Vietnam has been with us from the start as one of our most successful community representatives. She's played a crucial role in growing our Vietnamese testing community. May, welcome to the show.
Hello, Charlie. I'm excited to be here.
We're thrilled to have you. Before diving into your work with Test.io, let's get to know you better. I heard you're quite the traveler. What's been your favorite destination so far?
Oh, that's a tough one. I love traveling and experiencing new cultures. One of my most memorable trips was to Korea. The blend of ancient traditions and modern technology was fascinating. Plus, the food was incredible. Special dishes like kimchi, seaweed soup, and Korean barbecue. I used to see Korean actors enjoying these on TV and they looked delicious. And when I got to try them, they were truly amazing.
Korea is amazing, isn't it? Speaking of food, I understand you're a big fan of Vietnamese cuisine. What's your go-to comfort food?
Definitely pho. There's nothing like a steaming bowl of pho to brighten my day. The rich broth and fresh herbs, it's simply perfect. The famous names mentioned when you come to Vietnam are Pho Bo Nam Jin, Pho Thien, and Pho Bo Ly Quoc Su.
Now let's talk about your journey with Test.io. You've been our community representative from the very beginning. What inspired you to take on this role?
Well, I've worked on many platforms, and I truly believe Test.io offers an excellent online environment for testers worldwide, especially beginners. There was a moment that really motivated me. I helped a friend who was hesitant about online work join Test.io. Seeing how it changed her life, giving her flexibility and income, made me realize I could make a real difference. I wanted to connect more Vietnamese testers to these opportunities.
That's incredible, May. It sounds like you found a real passion for helping others. Can you tell us about some of the challenges Vietnamese testers face when entering this field?
Certainly. Many are skilled testers but struggle with English, which can be a barrier. There's also a fear of online scams. Some worry they won't get paid after completing work. I've made it my mission to help them overcome these obstacles.
How do you address these concerns? I understand you've set up quite an operation.
Yes, I've tried various approaches. I started by introducing Test.io to friends, then contacted universities. I've created a Facebook group where I share detailed steps to earn money with us, necessary skills, and common mistakes to avoid. But what's been really effective is having a small physical office where people can meet me in person on Saturdays.
An office, that's dedication. How has having a physical presence impacted your work?
It's made a huge difference. While most of my communication is still online, having a real office address builds trust. People know there's a place they can find me if needed. It's especially reassuring for those worried about online scams.
That's a brilliant approach. Now I'm curious about your day-to-day activities. What does a typical day look like for you as a community representative?
Every morning, I spend about 30 minutes to an hour checking and replying to messages. I post job openings in relevant Facebook groups and answer questions in our Test.io Vietnam group. A lot of my time is spent guiding newcomers through the onboarding process or explaining payment procedures.
It sounds like you're always busy. Have you faced any significant challenges in your role?
Oh, definitely. In 2022, I tried launching an online course to introduce Test.io and train newbies. It seemed like a great idea, but after nearly a year, I realized it wasn't practical and consumed too much of my time. I had to step back and reevaluate my approach.
That's a valuable lesson. How did you pivot from that experience?
I decided to focus on providing support through more manageable channels. my website, Messenger, our Facebook page, and the Saturday office hours. It's been much more sustainable and still allows me to reach and help many people.
That's fantastic, May. Before we wrap up, I'd love to know, what's your vision for the future of the Vietnamese testing community on Test.io?
My goal is to develop a Vietnamese community on Test.io that's larger and stronger. I want to see more Vietnamese testers not just joining but thriving on the platform. I dream of Vietnamese testers being known globally for their skills and dedication.
That's an inspiring vision, May. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us today. To our listeners, if you're in Vietnam and interested in joining Test.io, or if you have questions for May, you can find links to the Test.io Vietnam Facebook group in our show notes. And remember, wherever you are, if you're passionate about testing, there's a place for you in our community. That's all for this episode of Test.io Open Mic. If you enjoyed this conversation, please rate and review us on your favorite podcast app. It really helps others find the show. Until next time, happy testing.